every day is another day that brings us closer to our final destination. We miss those we love when they leave us because they take a part of us when they leave. Missing people is good because we learn to appreciate them more when they are not around us. Sometimes things are taken away from us to show us how much we took them for granted. If you don't miss someone, that means you never cared enough about them. Well, if you're curious as to where I was reading that from, that is from my own personal material I wrote this morning as I was traveling back to New Jersey. Today is Memorial Day. In memorial, we have memory. But to memory or to memorize something is to reflect back on whatever it is. Now, since we are in a memorizing mode, I want to call your attention to the dead. What can we learn from the dead? You know, this is something that we have to examine. Graves in a cemetery can give us inspiration, or it can make us depressed. The inspiration should be, what legacy do I want to leave behind when I leave this earth? We want to look at the lives that we commemorate as vital to our development, because we are all on a path to reach a final destination. But if we're here on earth wasting time, what do we leave behind? You know, we have to look at, you know, whether we have children, whether we have a following, whether we have an audience, we want to look at what do we leave behind. Are we leaving nonsense behind? It's just like a parent. A parent would never, you know, a good parent would think about if they're planning for the future, to leave something behind for their children, to leave something behind for their family. Any responsible parent would wish to do so. So when we're looking at commemorating the dead, they have left us with artifacts as well as content or memories that we can learn from. The dead can teach us many things, you know, especially when it comes to life situations, because they may have walked in this position before us, and they had already made let's just say constructive decisions that can deter us if we look at that from our own demise. Wisdom comes from the dead. Wisdom can come from the dead, because what better source would it be to go to than someone who has lived before you, who has experienced what you're experiencing today? You know, let me recall you back. Let me call you back to something real quick, because I made a very important post that said the only thing that has ever beat life in a race was time. Now, we can take that and look at it for a moment. We'll understand that time is very essential in wisdom and understanding. You know, because time, if one wants to look at the world that we live in or the universe as being timeless, then the illusion of events means nothing. That's why the book tells us that there is nothing new under the sun. If this wasn't so, why is it that the elders, our elders, give us advice that supersedes the fads or the motion of time that we're living in? Wisdom is timeless. We can take wisdom from thousands of years ago. We can even pick up the book of, Sun Tzu's The Art of War and understand that those strategies are still applicable still to this day. There's military personnel that refer back to this book as being essential in modern day warfare. So, with all this said, on this day of our memorial holiday, I want you to commemorate the lives of all people, even those who had misfortunate lives. See what you can learn from these people. They're good and they're bad. What can you learn from their mistakes? What can you, gain from their life that they lived to better your life? That said, I'm out. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.